Hey everybody, and Merry Christmas. You know, I do these blogs throughout the year, and Erin helps me by doing several throughout the year, but we've never done one together. So we just thought today, since it's Christmas Eve, that we would do a blog together. And it just turns out that our kitty cat, Chloe here, she wanted to be in the blog. We didn't realize that until she meowed and said, "Somebody hold me and let me get in too." So here's our little family since our boys are grown and gone. But we just wanted to give you a message today from the heart about who Jesus is. When Jesus was here in the flesh, he said that he came to seek and to save what was lost. Now, back when I was in the ministry, we often talked about how people who didn't know Christ didn't like the idea of being told they were lost. And so I thought, well, maybe if you're searching and you're just wondering if there is a God, if there's a God who loves you, if there's a God who cares about you. And so today we want to remind you that that is found in the person of Jesus. When God sent his son to the earth, he sent him in such a humble way. He sent him to Mary and Joseph, a very poor, humble couple. Joseph was a carpenter. He worked by the skill of his hands, hard, back-breaking work. Mary was in her just teenage years when she gave birth to Jesus. They traveled to Bethlehem by way of donkey. They don't have a whole lot. They end up in a cave or a stable where Jesus is born. God sends angels down to shepherds in the field to let them know that Jesus has been born. And shepherds were sort of the low lifes of the day. But that to me is a sign that God said, "I came to tell everybody the good news about my son." And it wasn't until later that the kings came and brought their gifts. And so God was also saying, I also reach out and tell the good news to the people of means and the people who are maybe more well-known and prominent in the world. But you know, as Jesus grew, Joseph ended up dying probably when he was in his teenage years. That's the assumption. And so Jesus lost a father and then had a single mom in his life. And then he worked by the skill of his hands as a carpenter. And then he began his ministry. And when he began his ministry, there were times when thousands of people followed him. We imagine thousands of people gathering around huge celebrities. Well, it was like that for him. But at times people walked away when he said hard things like, "Unless you eat my flesh and drink my blood, you have no part with me." In other words, I'm not here to just do miracles for you. I'm here to call you to follow me and become close to me. And so he saw people walk away. And then near the end of his life, you know, he had one deny that he even knew him, one of his closest friends and followers, and another one betray him. And of course, he died alone on a Roman cross, and he gave his life for you and for me. And he did so out of love. And that's why he came. And that is essentially the gospel message. But what we want you to know is that Jesus, kind of like the commercials say, he definitely gets us. He understands because he's been through so much. The scripture says he was tempted in every way just as we are, but he just never sinned. And he understands because he went through so many challenging things. And so when you reach out and up to Jesus, you can know that he understands your life and that he loves you and he wants you to have a relationship with him. So I want to let Erin have a moment and we'll finish up our blog and just say Merry Christmas.
So whatever challenging things you are dealing with this Christmas, whatever difficulties you're facing, we want you to know that Jesus understands because he went through those challenging times as well. And he is right there with you. You can call on him and ask him for his peace and his comfort, and he will give that to you. So we just both wish you a Christmas that's full of joy and peace and love.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas. Have a great Christmas. Keep walking with Jesus, and we'll do the same. And we'll see you next week.
Merry Christmas.